It's September 5th, and we're getting close to the opening of the deer season for 2019. I'm not being a good hunter. I haven't got trail cameras up yet, but I'm only gonna probably hunt 2 spots down here on the farm, so that's not a big deal. So today, it's about 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna walk down and put some trail cameras up. I'm going over to the north property line to the new stand that I put up. And over there, I'm gonna put one video camera with video and one with photo. See if we can see any big bucks come around there. So, and then down into the oaks to my favorite stand and see what acorns are there. So this is probably going to be my last bow hunting season, for the simple fact that I'll be traveling instead of hunting. So we pull out of Rochester, New York on November 7th and head south. And I may try to smuggle my bow in the coach without Patty knowing about it, but don't tell her. So I can see my boys are all set up here for some geese, hoping to get them here, and you'll see it. They got a blind up right here. We'll get a look at it. Yeah. I know that Ed and Craig love to hunt the geese here, so that's why it's there. But we're gonna walk down here and check this other field out. This is the north field. So when I get down near the stand there, I'll get some video there. Talk to you in a minute. Well, here's the new ladder stand on the north side. Got adequate cover up there right now. So and I thought I'd see acorns, but I'm not. But guess what? That's not an oak tree. Because I found something on the ground over here. And watch, no, I can't find it. That don't look like an acorn. I think it's a chestnut. But I do know the deer eat those anyways. And you will see my stands right there. This is the ground right next to my ladder stand. My ladder stand's 5 foot from me. I'm just inside the wood line. They sure as heck look like acorns to me. Drop a comment down there and let me know what you're thinking. But it looks like acorns to me all around this big tree. So I'm wondering if that chestnut was carried over by a squirrel. I thought this was a white oak at first, but I'm not sure now. I gotta check this out. Okay folks, this right here was exactly where my ground blind was last year, just inside this deep grass. And as I come up, you can see where my ladder stand is over there. And the reason I chose that spot was because of all the acorns that I saw over there, and all the deer activity was right along that edge. We occasionally see deer crossing the field up there about 100 yards. But I kind of figured that maybe my buck decoy positioned here about 20 yards out in front of that ladder would bring those deer right down there. So now I'm starting to get a little worried and a little confused by it. So I got to figure this thing out. I got to go check the other stand. So I'm not going to place a trail camera there just yet. So stick around, let me go see. Alright, we're right on the edge of the oaks. I'm in the northwest corner of it. I just put 2 doe out back on the flat behind me. Wish I had the camera running because I got like within 30 yards. I'm moving pretty quiet when I'm not talking and not videoing. But you can see how open up it is. I don't see any deer moving around. A lot of times when I come in this time of day, I'll see some deer actively feeding, but nothing right now. This creek bed is dried right up. I've come through there when it's been almost about a foot deep. Right, I'm gonna make my way to my ladder stand. I'm going slow and cautious just in case there's any deer. I'd like to sneak up on a couple. You can see that with this canopy, there's no undergrowing vegetation here. It's all leaves at the bottom, which keeps the little trees and bushes from growing. But the attraction is, you can see the field right out there. And usually when it's corn, there's a steady stream of deer coming through here in the morning. And you're headed in that direction, up there, to that brushland bedding area. I'm gonna say probably a good 60 to 70% of the bucks, anyways, bed in that area. You may catch an occasional buck in here bedded during hunt season, but it's not very often. So this area I'm going into right here, again, is where my ladder stand is. This is where I've killed two of my last bucks. As I'm walking quietly looking, and we got a few tracks in here coming down through here, so there are some deer walking through. Nice to see we haven't had any severe wind damage, but I'm not seeing any acorns down this area right here when they start dropping. When the acorns start dropping, the deer pause through here and actively feed. So. My ladder stands right in front of me, about 30 yards away. And this is the area that I plan to have a camera on. So. I got some chestnuts down on the ground. So that right there, folks, is one of my favorite places to be, especially during the rut. Right in that stand. All right, I'm gonna get to work and put a camera up. I'll show it to you here in a minute. All right, from my buddy Mike over at Backwoods Life. Here's how I mount the camera. As you can see, it's probably about 7 foot up that tree. I haven't activated it yet, but this trail was the trail that I passed up that 8-point on last year. You can walk in right down through here and right over past my ladder stand, posing for me. But there it is right there. And again, when the acorns drop, this area right here is really, really strong. So, how do you guys do it? Do you guys place your trail cams up high, or do you keep it down low? So I kind of like to have it up and angled slightly down with a little stick behind it. I also camouflage it just a tiny bit with some branches. Let me know in the comments what you do. Alright, so this is that big rub from last year. And I'm going to put a camera in this area. My ladder stand is 30 yards right there. And then as you come up through here, there's another rub up here. And there was another one down the other side too, but that one right there was the major one. But this, he rubbed on this too, so we're gonna put a camera on this trail. I see another big one right up here. Get a little closer so you can see it, rather than me using zoom. I need the exercise anyways. I'm getting a little fat here, kind of taking it easy. I'm looking up here. It seems like, well, we got one over here, right there too. So this area right here is pretty good. And again, let me walk over here. Yeah, I'm about 30 yards, but I have no shooting lane here. However, I do have, or I did have, a shooting lane right here. I can see I can trim just a little bit up there to make another one. And I did have a really good one here. Move up. I had one right there in between those trees. Right there. I can put an arrow through that like nothing. So, okay, let me get busy and let's get another camera up. All right, I'm on that trail again to where the big rub is, and here it is. But what we did is we started a little scrape here, and you'll see I got an overhanging branch right here. Runs in over here, and it's just kind of wedged in the tree. And what happens is every buck that comes down through here is gonna leave his scent right there on that. He's gonna chew on it. He's gonna rub his forehead. And he's gonna leave his scent. And then of course, he's gonna pee in that. Trail camera's right here to capture all the action. It may be a little close for that, but I don't think so. And the main thing is to catch that rub over there. I think it's gonna work really good. So let's take another walk and see what else I can find. I'll activate this camera and the other one back there. Yeah, wouldn't you know it? I'm out here right on the edge of this big field. And when I say the big field, this is the large one here. I'm right on this, actually the east edge. And there's a bunch of red acorns on the ground right here. And there's really no effective way to hunt any deer here. Plus, I think the only time they're going to get eaten is during the night, because they really don't want to be out here in broad daylight. But on the bright side, the bedding area is back that way, and that's where I'm going to be, and there should be a bunch of nuts come down prior to October 1. So I've got 2 trail cameras in there right now set up in good area that I've just documented. So we'll wait and see. I'm going to come down a few days before the opener just to walk in here and check it out. So. But now I'm going back over across the field and over to that north stand again, and I'm going to find a spot to put a trail camera up there because, like I say, I gotta believe those deer are going to be there. So we'll take some shots over there. Bye. This is a very typical area where I've had my trail cameras in the past. In fact, I just put one up on this tree over here. This area right here, they like to pass through on their way out to that north field. And what it does is they come down along the west side of the big field, inside a lot of times, and come right down through this thick stuff. Now I'm talking bucks, not necessarily just does. And here's my trail camera right there. I've captured quite a few pictures of some good bucks here in the past. So, seeing that I couldn't find a location over on my north stand, my north ladder stand, I figured the next best thing is to try to get pictures of the bucks that are coming up through here and headed out to the field behind me. So now for the long walk out. I'll talk to you later. Okay, back in the truck. As you can see, had to start it up to get the air conditioning going because it's starting to get a little warm. It says it's only 70 degrees here according to the thermometer in my dash, but boy, it feels warmer than that. So let's go ahead and recap what we did. We walked into that north property line stand, and I was pretty disappointed. I didn't see much deer sign around it, but then again, there probably won't be until acorns start falling, and then it should be good. I did verify the trees there are indeed oak trees, so I don't know where that chestnut came from other than maybe a squirrel dropped it on his way and got shocked by maybe a fox or a coyote or something like that and dropped it. But there's some acorns on the trees. It's kind of hard to see them. They're small. It looks like maybe because of the lack of moisture, the acorn crop is not going to be as strong as it was last year. So I did walk into the center of the oaks and my favorite ladder stand over there, and of course the trail where the big rub was. Build a mock scrape up there with a licking branch. Very simple to do, and hopefully they'll start hitting that. I need to find a bottle of rock rub, it's called. It's a little solution that you put on there. Mine ran out and I don't have any more, so I may have to break down and go into Dick's or Field and Stream and see if they got it. I'll look online first because I really don't want to go to Dick's Sporting Goods for anything. I will if I have to. So I only covered about 1.5 miles in there today, but it's still early. It's late to have trail cameras up, but it's still early for looking for deer sign where you're gonna hunt. But anyways, it looks like my 2019 deer season is on. It was in jeopardy. I didn't know if I was gonna do it. I honestly didn't commit to it until just a couple weeks ago. I prepared for it, but I didn't commit. And my wife and I pull out November 7th with our motorhome. We're headed down into Florida. Be down there for most of the winter. February we're going to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. Then from there into Texas, and Texas into Albuquerque, New Mexico, where we get to spend 6 weeks with the grandkids before we start heading back to the Northeast. We'll be back home right at the end of April. I got to be here for that May 1 turkey season opener. So that May 1 season opener will probably be a gun hunt because I don't think I'll have my blind up, but we'll see. But I'll produce more videos as we go along throughout the season. Anytime I may have a camera in a tree this year. I haven't done that, but I do have capability of it. It's just the camera's not a very good camera. I chose not to do it up to this point, but I may very well put a camera in the tree this year. So Stick around and subscribe if you want to see how my season ends up. If you like this video, this preparation video, please give me a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and we need all the help we can get. But anyways, until then, good hunting. Happy trails, guys.